we know we can't manage time, but we can manage ourselves. Time just keeps ticking. So I'm going to give you 3 things that we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to come back to them to dig in a little deeper. So the first one is your income producing activities. Do you know on a daily basis what your income producing activities are? The next one is, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're planning how to do those income producing activities. What should be planned on our calendar? And then we're going to talk about how to plan those things that we need to have planned, because what happens is when we start thinking about things, that's what gets us in trouble. If we just do, we will do it. So if you ask yourself on a daily basis, what are my income producing activities? Because some of us know that, some of us don't. I'm going to make this really easy for you. 70% of our day should be spent on these 3 things. If it is not, we need to either reevaluate our day, or we need to find somebody to help us out to reevaluate our day, i.e. maybe a coach can help you out a little bit. So there's 3 things that fall under this. First one, anything that drives revenue. We know this, anything that actively drives revenue. This is your phone calls. Can we control if we pick up the phone and call somebody? Absolutely. Can we control if they answer? Can we control if we ask for referrals? Absolutely. Can we control if they give us one? No. So it's those things we can control. Number 2, anything that creates or maintains a current relationship. So many of us get caught up in the go, 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 that we tend to forget about the people that helped us get to where we are in the first place, so we don't maintain these relationships. A simple text message, email, all these different things that let people, just to say thank you, let them know you care about them, that's part of it. And number 3 is anything that saves you drastic amounts of time. That comes in the forms of delegation, procrastinating on purpose, things that you know you don't need to be doing in the moment, you're going to put off till later. We're not procrastinating, we're doing it with a purpose. So what are those things that we don't need to do in the moment? These are your income producing activities, and where 70% of your day should be spent. So now we're going to talk a little bit about planning. And how do we plan? What do we need to do? How do we put that in motion? So the first thing we really need to do is we need to figure out what we need to plan, and that needs to go on our calendar. Just personal preference, I'll tell you this, at the end of every week, I take that 4 to 5 hour on Friday afternoons, and I have a recurring event in my calendar. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but I have everything listed in there of what I need to do for the next week. So when I go into the next week, I look at hour by hour, and I know what my appointments are going to look like. I know who I'm going to talk to. I know what I'm going to talk about. I know what I'm dialing. I have my list there. I don't leave anything to chance, because I have it all planned out diligently. And yes, the first maybe 1, 2, 3 times you do this, it's going to take a little bit. You're going to wonder, am I doing it right? Is this what I should be doing? It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start doing it. Because what happens when you go into the next week and you have it planned, you no longer have to think about it. You can be smart enough to be dumb enough not to have to think about things. You just do. That is why planning is so important. Now that we know how to plan, we're going to talk about what to plan. So when I look at my calendar on that Friday afternoon from 4 to 5, in that reoccurring event, I have all the things that I need to do. People that I need to reach out to, people that I need to have conversations, maybe people that I need to get back to, people that should be on my calendar, people that shouldn't be on my calendar. I look at the meetings that I have for next week, and I go so far as to use names or testimonials or things that I'm going to have a conversation about. I look at the appointments I have. I look at all these different things hour by hour by hour. And that's why I take the hour on Friday afternoon, because I know it's going to take me time to go hour by hour, day by day through my calendar. And also it's color coded. That way we can batch things and we can go back to back to back to back with the things that are important. And we can also put things off if I need to get back to somebody, but I don't need to do it in the moment because maybe I'm working on a file or I'm working on a case or I'm working on something. I know that I want to focus on that in that moment. And I don't need to be answering the phone. I don't need to be making outbound phone calls, because this is the thing. What happens is when we're not planned, we let ourselves get distracted. And that can be scrolling, that can be email. Go so far as to, when you're planning, when you need to shut off your email, because you can work offline. You absolutely can. These are the little things that a coach helps you out with, because this is the single biggest thing that I see people struggle with, is not knowing how to plan their week, not knowing how to plan their day, not knowing how to plan that hour. What should I be doing during that time? No, you don't need to be a robot, but you do need to plan. And now we have the why and we have the how. Now that we talked about time management and really self-management, I'm gonna go back to that again. We can manage ourselves, so we know what our income producing activities are. We know what falls under that and what we should be doing the majority of our day. And again, that goes back to, it does not have to be perfect. So now we know that we need to be planned. We have to be planned. And believe me, I used to fight this as well, but it literally changed my business when I started doing it. And then, guess what? Now you know how to plan. And again, it does not have to be perfect. You're going to add things to it. You may subtract things off it. There's no planning police that are coming to get you in trouble. It doesn't work that way. But you have to start doing it. You got this. Here's what I'm gonna ask of you though. You need to put comments below, because we all struggle with this. Just put limitless if you wanna have a conversation, because these are the things that make your business limitless. DM me, email me, text me, call me, whatever it is, and we can have a conversation. This is one of my passions, is helping people understand how to plan their day and plan their week, because I know how important it is. You got this. Let's go do it. Put the ego aside and ask for help. You got this.